Have you ever tried to swim underwater with your eyes open? Everything is a blurry, stinging mess. You can't tell how deep you are or what's right in front of you. We experience that exact same disorienting feeling out of the water, too. It happens when we face a sudden problem at work, or when we try to learn a difficult new skill and just feel completely lost. There's a specific word for the tool we use to handle that confusion. We call it resilience. Building resilience does not magically make the water disappear. The problems are still there. But it puts a pair of goggles over your eyes, giving you the clear perspective you need to see exactly what you are dealing with. Elite professional athletes rely on this exact tool to survive intense pressure and public scrutiny. By looking at how they train their minds, we can learn how to build our own set of goggles. Understanding how resilience actually works changes the way we look at challenges. They stop looking like impossible walls and become bodies of water we can learn to navigate. Take a look at this player, Lionel Messi. He is widely considered one of the most naturally gifted athletes alive, but examining his career reveals that his mind is doing the heaviest lifting. High-level performance is built on 4 distinct pillars: the physical body, technical skill, tactical knowledge, and the psychological state. We tend to focus entirely on those first 2, watching a heavy block of pure natural talent rest on physical speed and technical agility. But if an athlete cannot handle the pressure or loses their confidence, that psychological pillar cracks. When the competition gets tough, a shaky mind will cause even perfect physical talent to collapse completely. To keep that table standing, athletes have to build their mental strength with the same focus they use to build their muscles, through thousands of hours of repetitive work. Since the mind is what directs the body, they spend time imagining the game. They visualize every possible problem over and over, essentially carving mental tracks in the brain. This lets them react to a challenge before it even happens, because in their mind, they've already solved it 1,000 times. They pair their natural physical gifts with this relentless mental preparation. It shows us that relying on natural talent alone is a path to mediocrity. Even with all that mental preparation, failure still happens. Years of hard work can end in heartbreaking defeats, leaving even the best players in the world feeling completely crushed. When that happens, it's actually healthy to just be sad for a little while. Think of it as a brief mourning process. You need that time to let the emotional weight of the mistake settle before you can try to move past it. Once the initial pain clears, the athlete looks for a way to rebuild their motivation. They do this by mapping out a new, realistic goal based on what they learned from the defeat. Setting that next goal is how you go about putting the goggles back on. You accept that you are still in rough water, but now you have the clear perspective required to navigate safely past the jagged rocks. A successful life isn't about avoiding failure, but seeing how much hardship you can endure while still taking the next step forward. We live in a world that expects results right now. We look for shortcuts, and we tend to get as a goal. That eventual triumph comes from unrelenting persistence. It comes from being willing to try again and again, regardless of the sorrow and failure faced along the way. Learning a new language or mastering any complex skill demands this exact same patience. It takes time. You will make many mistakes, and you will undoubtedly feel frustrated. When that frustration hits, remember that the water is a permanent part of the process. So put your goggles on, look forward, and keep swimming.